Start pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, welcome. We have roll call, please.
Olin.
Here.
Con.
Here.
Shoemaker.
Here.
Vaughn.
Here.
Hofstadter.
Here.
And we have a motion to excuse Karen and Kelly from tonight's meeting. Bob, last time I talked to him, was on his way in.
Second.
Olin.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Hofstadter. Aye. Shoemaker.
Aye.
We have a motion to suspend reading the minutes.
So moved. Second.
Hofstadter. Aye. Shoemaker.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Con. Aye. Olin.
Aye.
Any additions or corrections? We have motion passed.
Second.
Olin.
Aye.
Con.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
Thank you. Bill resolution 2022-002. Are there any questions on the bills this evening?
Nate, what exactly did we end up having to do for the IPS?
We put in a new line across where it comes from the building across, there's a little creek that cuts down through there. Put a new line across there and redid the manhole where it dumps in.
Okay.
One of our, habitual overflow sites, so trying to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? We have a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion on Shoemaker second.
Con.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Olin.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye. Thank you. Chief?
Yeah, I have a couple things. Caleb Cox, he got his personal hours, I think, right, the first pay in October, which is 48 hours. He didn't get them all used up. I know at least one day we had to call him in for somebody calling off sick. And with him going to the academy, want to know if council will approve extending this 16 hours, that's all he had left, into this year.
I don't have a problem with it.
How far into this year will they go?
I was just gonna add him on, because he's still in the academy until May or June is when he's, so I'm guessing towards the end when he's looking at doing his test, he may burn some extra hours with that.
Do you need council approval for that, or is that?
Yes,
something-
according to Karen, she
Okay,
said I did.
make a motion to approve the extension at this time.
Second.
Con.
Aye.
Olin.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
And my other thing, my prospective employee that was supposed to start this Saturday, called me last Friday, was offered a job paying more and closer to home, so he's declined our position, so I'm back to, starting over. So we still do have, one applicant that we've not processed all the way through, so kinda hopeful maybe that'll work out, and next council meeting I'll bring you another name, so that's where I'm at with that. That's all I have, thank you.
Is it a smaller or same type of community as Millersburg, or, I mean,
He-
offering more money?
He was a sheriff's reserve for Carroll County Sheriff's Office. They offered him a position. He walked in, he had paperwork he needed to file, and the sheriff offered him the position, said, I need to know right now, or I have to post it or something. So, it's more than $4 an hour, more than what we were paying, and he gets a take-home car, and obviously to get to Carroll County from where he lives is closer than to drive here, so.
Are we able to offer enough money? Do you think that's a problem, or?
Well, part of my thing, anytime anybody in Stark County is gonna pay, more than what we're paying. I don't know, and it seems to be that's where I'm getting my applicant pools from, so, I don't know about the smaller villages in Wayne County, but I know like Worcester, Orville, and Rittman, they obviously pay more than what we do. So I don't think our pay's that far out of whack. I just don't. I think we're okay where we're at. Yes, if you asked if I wanted to pay more, yeah, absolutely. Everybody would say, yeah, I'd like more money, but I don't think our pay is that out of whack. Just, you know, he was looking at an hour drive time. Same thing with Jim Smith before. He was an hour drive time. He got offered, you know, more money and 3 minutes to where he was going to work. So it's just hard to compete with that whenever you have somebody that's going to commute like that, I think.
Thanks.
All right. Met with Schaefer Johnson Lichtenwalder engineering firm on our resurfacing project and the stimulus projects that we're looking at doing, which would be the Worcester Road water line replacement and the North Branch storm sewer improvements. They're getting the documents ready to get those projects underway and hopefully get rolling on those. Comprehensive plan, we've got a draft of the survey now. Should be coming out, today was the deadline for comments, so should be getting that out here pretty soon, I'd imagine, make sure everybody gets a copy of that or access to it. Followed up with the county on the demo money, they hadn't received anything yet, but Arnie said he'd let me know as soon as they do, so we can get those houses torn down on North Crawford. No update on our AV system. The AEP work that was scheduled for today was canceled once again because of the snow. They did let us know that they've not rescheduled it at this point. I'm suspecting they're gonna wait till hopefully the weather improves more stably than it is here lately. So just we'll get it out once we know again what the date is and hopefully get that done. The final thing I have is the airport park. If you remember, you guys have approved $15,000 for improvements down there. Again, once the weather breaks a little bit, we want to get rolling on the outside work. As time allows over the winter, I'd like to have the guys start looking at the restroom facilities, whatever needs done in there, get those dressed up, concession stand, that kind of thing. You know, inside work we could be doing right now. Both softball and baseball board members I've talked to are excited about that. They both plan on using the field. Softball specifically. The high school, my understanding, the high school is getting a new baseball scoreboard and offered the old scoreboard to the softball league. So they're gonna get that. And I hope I didn't overstep my bounds, but I told them we'd help them get that up. The one that's up there now is just a board we can hang numbers on. This is like a Bluetooth connected scoreboard to upgrade things a little bit more down there. I really don't think it'll take much to get it installed, you know, run power up to it and set it on posts. I think it would be fine. So hope that's all right. Baseball board's also talking about new scoreboards and audio system and cameras at Deer Run. And they've asked if we'd consider, if there's money left over after the airport park project from that $15,000, if we consider, or if you guys would consider allowing that money to be used towards those improvements at Deer Run. I wanted to ask you guys, since that's not specifically what it was approved for, but it's in the same vein.
I think it's our intent to get that park suitable for flying and I think it's something that we should consider depending on cost. I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
I think they're both projects are benefiting the park, so I don't have an issue with it.
Okay. All right.
But I think it's great that you're helping them put whatever
Oh,
you need
sure.
to in place to make that happen. with the scoreboard.
Speaking of the parks, just if you remember, the health department has been installing senior exercise equipment up at Deer Run. The final two pieces were just shipped on Friday. We got them on Friday. 2 exercise bikes, so those will be going up at some point. My understanding, they were sitting outside the port of Los Angeles for who knows how long to get entry and then get shipped. So they finally made it to Ohio, so we'll get those up as soon as we can.
look at a further project with cameras down there that we can get back here, especially since we have the senior
Yeah,
stuff down there that we can encompass. I mean, we can shoot the microwave to the sewer plant and up to here, and there's ways to get it here.
yeah. Yeah, well, let's work on that one, cause
Well, yeah, I mean, as they work on that project,
Yeah.
let's plan.
well, that was one of the things I asked him. I told him, we don't have internet down there now for like storage of camera footage or anything, if you want us to host it. They said, no, we're just gonna look at an on-site storage, like a DVR type storage. But I know the library, I'll follow up with Paula, she had been talking about something to boost their Wi-Fi. They were pursuing a grant or something that would cover the park. I wonder if there's a way we could piggyback on that.
But if you're able to get, a link from the sewer plant up there with
We wouldn't have to worry about it.
yeah, microwave, you could run it from there.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, just something to look at as you're looking at that. I mean, it'd be nice to get back to here, especially,
yeah,
you know, with everything going on at that park, it'd be nice to have some.
Are you looking at the entire park complex, or mainly around the walking track? And,
I think if several cameras down there, you're gonna encompass a lot of that.
I guess, to even add more to that, it'd be interesting to put lights around that walking track for at night. Then it lights it up, but then you could put amount of cameras, you could really see that, at least that whole part of the park, the exercise equipment, the dog park, the skate park, and the basketball courts. Just something to think about. I know it's not a cheap proposition by no means, but you know, if you did small Victorian lights or some type of pool lights around the track, I think it add to that area.
I just think with everything going on there, and, you know, seniors typically get up earlier than, you know, if they go and start working out there and something happens, and maybe just,
okay.
Thank you. Bob?
I don't have anything. I have something for executive session.
All right, we have one piece of legislation. First reading resolution 2022-02 by title only. A resolution granting consent to the Ohio Department of Transportation Director of Transportation to complete a culvert rehabilitation project partially within the village of Millersburg. Is there any questions?
Nate, is this replacing or relining
It's a
or?
rehabilitation, so I don't have the plans, I'm assuming it's a lining.
Okay. So that's really a deep culvert.
They had good success with the linings they've done. The one crosses from Ohio Egg to like Taco Bell in that ditch. They relined that one several years ago. And it's a nice, less intrusive way to fix up these large culverts, if they're able to do it.
Any committee reports? Old business? New business?
I've got two items. Erie Ash contacted me and wanted to know when we're gonna start enforcing shoveling sidewalks. The ordinance.
Would he like to be the first one?
He shovels his.
It didn't look like it this morning.
So he told me it was. And the second item, Vicky Malachian contacted me from South Alexander. I don't know how long ago, we put up a handicap sign, and the person has not used this spot in 7 months.
I know we've run into this before, that we get a request to put it up, and then they move or doesn't get used.
Is this the spot at the very dead end?
No, it's blocked, off of Jackson,
Okay,
south,
okay.
down in the dip. We drove by.
South Alexander, it's actually north. Any other new business?
On the handicap space, it's your guys' decision. You guys control those. If you want us to remove it, we can, or
person isn't going to use it, I say remove it, because parking is such a premium right there on that street. And it still should be one way.
Anything else? If not, we have a motion to go into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.